What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to talk to you about the top 5 most heavily shorted EVs in the market as of right now. So I want to go over all the things that you need to know, but first make sure to hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. A lot of these EVs have had a lot of good information coming out in the last 48 hours. So that could make things kind of interesting. I'm also, on a side note, filming this on Tuesday evening. Wednesday there's CPI, so that could make for a very interesting time. But starting off with stock number 5, you have Lucid. So down 8.55 on Tuesday. Over the last 1 year, down 46.1%, and in 2024 down 49.17. Currently, 23.3% of the free float is being shorted, works out to be 277.89 million shares. Tuesday, shorts did return roughly around 600,000 shares. Utilization 85.1, and then cost to borrow average has dropped dramatically over the last little bit. So currently sitting at 1.4%. Just generally looking at the chart, you can kind of see just shorts have returned quite a lot. So it went from roughly around 30% short interest to where it is now. Of course, they did a lot of money. So several different issuances. One kind of tranche to the PIF, the other through Bank of America to the, I guess, just secondary market. So yeah, obviously that caused this to go down artificially, if that kind of makes sense. But through IBKR does indicate there is in excess of 10 million shares available to be shorted. So once again, something to kind of keep in mind. Moving on to stock number 4, you do have NKLA. So down 4.3 on Tuesday. Over the last 1 year, down 89.74, and in 2024 down 88.15%. But 28.12% of the free float is being shorted, works out to be 15.14 million shares. Shorts increased on Tuesday 100,000 shares. Cost to borrow average is 329.73%. So it's always been relatively high. That is not a daily rate, that is a annual rate. So just kind of be aware of that. That'd be absolutely insane if that was a daily rate, but it is also on the threshold list, and it has been on the threshold list, looks like since roughly October the 23rd. So any company on this list, on the threshold list for 13 consecutive trading days, the SEC should be interjecting and going after the market makers to get them to rectify it. So that should have been done by now. So we'll just have to wait and see. Short score is 91.86. So the higher the number, the higher the likelihood of a squeeze happening. And then through IBKR does indicate around 75,000 shares is available to be shorted. So this is stock number 4. Moving on to stock number 3, you have Workhorse. Ticker is WKHS. On Tuesday did go up 21% over the last 1 year, down 82%, and in 2024 down 80. It is showing some signs of life. So over the last 5 days, it is up 84.09%, but despite that though, shorts have kind of still lingered around. 28.9% of the free float is being shorted, works out to be 6.02 million shares. Utilization 80.56, short score is 81.44, so the higher the number, the higher the likelihood of a squeeze happening. And then cost to borrow average is 17.5. There's a lot of good information up top here that I don't necessarily go over, so feel free to pause the video and kind of go through that if need be. But based on this, it does indicate around 75,000 shares is available to be shorted. And based on what happened on Tuesday, it going up as much as it did, and just looking at the available shares on how it did go up roughly around 35,000 to around 75,000, it goes to show that there is some larger entities buying for the purposes of lending out shares. So it's kind of a profitable business. A lot of big names do that, such as BlackRock and whatever else. So yeah, that's something to kind of keep in mind. Moving on to stock number 2, you do have Mullen, another stock that had a very nice run on Tuesday. Went up 74%, even after hours going up another 21%. Over the last 1 year, down 99.84%, and in 2024, down 99.79%. Through here though, it is on the threshold list, and it has been on the threshold list, looks like since September the 16th. So like I mentioned, well over the 13 days. So the SEC is kind of dropping the ball a little bit with this stock, but 46.74% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 959.61 thousand shares. Tuesday shorts did increase around 41,000 shares. Cost to borrow average is 305.81%, and that's been the case for a very long time. Similar to, I believe it was NKLA, very high cost to borrow. Utilization is 38.3, and then short score is 77.07. Through IBKR does indicate around 200 shares is available to be shorted. So somewhat limited supply, and so once again, you could see some buying for the purposes of lending out shares, because a high cost to borrow such as this is kind of easy money to some big names, right? So again, that might be something that causes a continuation of buying, but who knows? You guys do your own due diligence at the end of the day. Aside from that, moving on to stock number 1, you have Fara Futures. So this did go down 6.96% on Tuesday, kind of popping up a little bit, 8.84% on after hours. And I believe that is because of this. So it looks like they signed a couple deals with top OEMs. But aside from that, though, over the last 1 year, down 98.6%, and in 2024, down 94.69%. Through here, 47.76% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 5.3 million shares. 278,000 shares were increased on Tuesday. Cost to borrow average is 34.7%, and then short score is 79.18. Through IBKR does indicate around 60,000 shares is available to be shorted. So this is your top 5 most heavily shorted EVs in the market. Which of these do you own? Or are you selling? Are you buying? Or is there any other EVs that you feel is a squeeze play? And if so, let me know your thoughts and throw the tickers in the description below. With all that, appreciate all of you watching. But one final thing I just wanted to share with you, even though EVs have been doing relatively crappy, what you can do is take advantage of this promo. It does give you 8 free stocks. Each stock is valued up to $2,000. This is a kick-ass deal. Link in the description below and also the comments. And then I did launch memberships with this YouTube channel, so if you like the channel, want to support the growth, you can definitely join as a member. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.